do this, bitch.
Let's do this. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everybody to the Basic Nerd Experience. You know who I is. This is your host for the most. That looks like a ghost.
God damn.
I know, right? Yeah. So, oh man, thanks guys for joining. And we're gonna talk about the Bad Batch with this bad bitch Andres over here.
Yeah, bad batches for life, boy.
I know, bad boys. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's do this. So I hear myself in the playback. I'm not gonna do it again like last time. Remember last time when it had that echo?
That was so funny. It was hearing two Elliots at once, man. I wonder how Danielle takes that one.
I know. She's like, oh yeah, two of them.
Two Elliot. One is enough to deal with, but a second one, god damn, I'm gonna need a whole filter for this boy now.
I know, the goddamn smelly it over here. Yeah.
Open season. What a movie.
All right. So let me just adjust my. I think I'm good. Okay. All right. Speaker. Sorry, I had a little problem. Okay, I'm good now. All right.
Cool.
So let's get right into Bad Batch, man. So we have not talked about this at all in the podcast. And for those of you out there who are not really sure what the Bad Batch is, it's a bunch of bad bitches who are mutant clones from the clone army from the Star Wars universe. It started off right when episode 3, Order 66 is about to take place. And since when the Emperor Palpatine does it, or he does it with Order 66, and all the clones with their inhibitor chip makes them turn against the Jedi, except for the mutant clones. Well, actually, they have the chips, but then I forgot. Don't they have the chips? Because I know Crosshair.
They do. So I think it's appropriate to give these guys names. So the Bad Batch consists of Hunter, Tech, Echo, Wrecker, and Crosshairs. These are the 5 bad boys from Bad Batch that we see. And apparently these guys, it's kind of a little bit complicated talking about this one because Sawyer, Elliot, and I have mentioned this in passing, but here's where we're going to go into detail. In the beginning, spoilers, by the way, in the beginning, we see the first sieges of Order 66, where we see young Kanan from Rebels, man. That's the boy right there, young boy right there. He just got a victory with his master and the clones, but then Palpatine is all like, execute Order 66. And then, he starts entering their minds through the inhibitor chips, and they attempt to freaking kill them. Like, well, spoilers, they do end up killing the master. Rest in peace, whoever her name was. But still, the bad boys, Bad Batch, Hunter in particular, does not see the big deal. What the hell is going on? So Kanan, obviously flustered by the fact that his master was killed by clones, he obviously freaking associates the clones with them. Hunter puts down his weapon. Kanan's on a ravine, by the way. He's about to jump. So Hunter does what any self-respecting officer of the law would do, puts down his gun, hands up like this. Hey, it's all good, boy. It's all good. Just a normal guy. Amazing Spider-Man. Just a normal guy, And then Kanan, freaking Michael Jordan's from Space Jam, all the way over to the other side of the ravine and then runs away. And Crosshairs is the shady guy of the group because his inhibitor chip, it looks like it activates prematurely, or as it's supposed to. I don't know. Even when watching all 12 episodes of the Bad Batch, it kind of gets a little bit flustery. But this is where our story begins. So it starts off kind of, you can see the tone of this movie. It's going to be more character based, and I got to give them props. I got to give them props for starting off this way because it's a unique way of starting off a Star Wars anything, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, that's a great way of putting it. This is, I think, this was my favorite pilot out of the 4 shows, like the Rebels,
really?
Mandalorian. Say again? As you're drinking water, sorry.
As I'm drinking water, I say, really?
Yeah. No, the first episode, because the Clone Wars felt like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like, it was Yoda with trying to go against Asajj when she was bad, and then
she's still bad in many ways, bro.
I don't know. You had a crush on Asajj, bro.
Apparently, I have a thing for bald girls. Yeah, I don't know.
That's everyone's got a kink. So, but
it's like that here. Go for it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, that first episode was kind of was all right. It was fun. Like the first season, I liked it because it was like, oh, nostalgia as a kid, because like I grew up with the show, and it definitely felt like a kid's show. But I look at it now, and it's a little wooden. It kind of just
the first 2 seasons, you mean, of the Clone Wars, or just the whole thing in general?
No, the first 2 seasons. It's definitely a kid's show. It's definitely a kid's show. Like
I agree.
But then obviously it gets a lot darker. But with and Rebels, I'm in the middle of season 2. The first season of Rebels was kind of forgettable, if you ask me. I like it because it has I have like fond memories of like getting up and watching Disney XD. I love
Now about that spectacular Spider-Man right in the morning, my man. That's what's up.
Yes, that, then later Ultimate, and then there's a bunch of other stuff on XD, like Kick Buttowski, like, yeah.
Oh my god, the mom, go ahead.
But anyway, but I like oh, okay, cool. But then I was watching, I was like, oh, it has a cute vibe, I got, because I like that channel, like, okay, and I get it. But then it's kind of like, I don't know, it felt, it was just boring and kind of dry. Not all of it. I mean, I can't really think of an episode that really like goes, wow, that really blew me out of the water. By the second season, it was like, all right, this is kind of getting better. Like when Vader came, it was like, all right, this is when shit's going on.
Yeah.
That's for me in Rebels. And Mandalorian season 1 was great. And the pilot was pretty good too. But I don't know, the Bad Batch for the first episode, it definitely was, well, I liked it because it was an hour. It was an hour like 15. And then the rest of the episode was 30 minutes.
The whole pilot alone is better than the freaking premiere movie of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it is. I used to love it. I used to defend it. Like, in fact, I have a funny story. When I was a kid, I loved, I was watching Star Wars. Dad's like, oh, let's go. Usually, my folks and I usually go to the movies like on a Sunday morning or something like that. And that's our church, So we're like, hey, you want to go see Star Wars after school? I'm like, yeah, it's Friday night. Absolutely. So we kick back, we watch it. And I'm having fun. I'm you're having a great time. And then I go home and mom's like, how was the movie? I go, it was great. It was awesome. It was the best Star Wars movie. Like, this is amazing. Like and Jabba the Hutt has a son. And then my mom's like, I don't know if this makes sense, but yeah, somehow he has a son. And then later it's like, oh, okay. And then she goes, my dad.
How did he have a son? Our Jabba species, how do they do? Slimy TB Jedi,
I don't know. I try not to think about it. Just like Jabba. That's not a nice image in my head. But then I was like, oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the movie, Elliot. Nate, what did you think? To my dad, he goes, it sucked. Yeah, that movie sucked. And I was like, really? It's like, oh, come on. He goes, you like it, but I don't like it. And I go, okay. He's like, it's not, whatever. But the whole point was that, and then I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty boring. It's just very mundane. But the Bad Batch first episode was pretty. That's my favorite episode still of Bad Batch.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not. I feel like a lot of the episodes are very filler, if you ask me. I mean, except the Cad Bane stuff. Like, there's different cool moments there, but I just feel like it's. I don't know. Like I'm caught up, but it's like. I don't know. I feel like it's too long.
Is it because of Omega?
No, I like Omega. She's cool.
She is, dude. She's like the freaking Katniss Everdeen of the Star Wars universe right now, my man. Because that freaking Mace Deku bow that she has, the purple one, which is so cool. And I love the fact that she still needs some training, even though people are hyping her up to be this special thing, you know. I'm glad they're not raying her, you know. Raying her is just like she has these super godlike abilities. She can do whatever it is that she pleases. She doesn't go through any sort of trial. That's Ray. But Omega is something completely different. Like, wow, okay, the first couple of episodes, she's just like, she's always getting into trouble. What is Sawyer talking about? And then I reach an episode like, for example, the one where, spoilers, the one before Wrecker turns on the Bad Batch for a moment while they enter that droid factory. And ironically enough, it's those moments where Wrecker and Omega are interacting with each other. I'll say this straight up. That relationship that these two have, that big brother, little sister relationship, is one of the cutest things I've ever seen in Star Wars, period. Like that's the heart of the story, if you ask me. And watching Wrecker try and wreck Omega in the most visceral way possible is downright heartbreaking. That scene is intense. It really is. It doesn't have the same vibe that Crosshair's betrayal happens, because early on in the series, we don't know Crosshairs. We don't know him that well. But we're given 6 episodes before Wrecker turns to know about his character. He's afraid of heights. He's dim-witted, but he's headstrong. He cares about his friends. He cares about Omega. What the hell, man? This guy's freaking awesome, and he freaking turns. And thankfully, Captain Rex, he's able to freaking down him with a freaking stunner. And I get it. It's a kids' TV show. You're not going to kill many people in this one. But
right.
Ironically enough, that works to the show's favor. I'm glad that because it makes sense. It makes sense that Rex and Hunter and the rest of the guys wouldn't want to kill this guy.
Right.
But I do find it ridiculous that they just so happen to have a station where they just so happen to remove the freaking inhibitor chips from the rest of the Bad Batch. Though props for continuity, because Rex has a freaking scar right over here. And by the end, every single Bad Batch member has a scar similar to how Rex does. So props for continuity on where the inhibitor chip is located. So nice job, Dave Filoni.
What's your favorite episode so far?
My favorite episode so far has to be that one, because it's the one that I can talk the most about. It's it's the droid factory one. But I can say that a close second has to be Reunions, the one after it, where my boy Cad Bane, my blue boy from the West Side, comes back, you know, and freaking Finnick from The Mandalorian makes an appearance, which I found shocking, because now, like, it makes sense that Finnick is so loyal to Boba Fett. I like that bit of continuity there, because when Bane contacts the kimono, Pinocchio, wow, three seasons in, I still can't say that. But
what was the 4th one? There's the season premiere of season 4.
Oh yeah, 4 seasons in, and I still can't say that shit right. So
okay. Those big people from Camino,
yeah. So the guy with the long ass necks, giraffe people, come in and freaking contact Bane. The Kaminoans, I just said it. The Kaminoans want Omega back, and they're not above hiring bounty hunters and scum, Pudu, like freaking Cad Bane, to do it. And I love the fact that Reunions ends similar to how Empire Strikes Back ends, in that the Bad Batch lose Omega. Hunter gets freaking shot. I thought he was dead for a second. I was like, freaking no, man. Why, man? We have so many adventures together, man, and you fucking die.
Fucking die. Yeah. No, yeah. I have to admit, I was like, yeah, because when he got shot, I was surprised, because I was really shocked too. I was like, he's dead. There's no way.
Yeah,
But then it reminded me of an episode in Clone Wars where like Rex got shot. I'm like, oh shit, he's done. But then it's like, oh no, 2 more inches and they would have killed you. It's like they went that route again. Okay, I can. It looked like he was done, but I guess he's good now.
Yeah, you would figure with the amount of fake out deaths that Clone Wars had, like including my boy Thick Boy Kenobi getting shot at, out of nowhere. You figured you'd be expecting something like that, but strangely enough, I didn't because it just seemed so definitive. I love the fact that Filoni once again does the Mexican standoff between Cat Bane coming in with the freaking hand like this. And yeah, let's do it, man. They're about to shoot each other. That's what it's about. That's what I like about it. The fact that it's just a standoff and it's just two people shooting at each other, because that raises the stakes. There's so much tension in these scenes, and I love the Bad Batch for that. And I gotta agree with you to an extent. The first couple of episodes are kind of filler, if you ask me. I mean,
really?
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, episode, the one with Saw Gerrera in it, I didn't find that fascinating, except for that freaking genocide one where Crosshairs comes in.
Oh yeah, no, that was like, this guy's an interesting villain. Yeah,
that was messed up, man. And when not even the Death Troopers want to do it, because these are civilians. We don't trust like that. We don't do that, And then Crosshairs just doesn't care. He just shoots this motherfucker out of nowhere. Damn, this guy just does not care. That's an interesting villain right there. He's evil.
And there's a funny thing about Saw Gerrera. Like, I really don't. Not that I don't care about the person, but this is a character where like it keeps coming up in the Star Wars universe. I mean, I get it. It's like one of the first instances of the Rebels, because you see the character in Jedi Fallen Order, you see the character in Rogue One, Clone Wars, now Bad Batch. But I'm not like enthralled in his story.
What's the BFD about this guy,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I gotta watch it again. I gotta be honest, like I've only seen like Mandalorian one time through. I do need to watch. Well, Rebels, I keep watching it for a few episodes. I stream like 8, and then like I don't watch it for a month, and I go back into it because I don't. Like, that's
Do you stream 8 episodes a night? You mean?
Well, one time I did. One time I just watched 8 through, and then I just stopped watching it for a month because it was kind of like yeah. Like, I don't know. It was just kind of. I like Rebels, but it's just I don't know. My favorite character is Hera, and she's the one that is my interest. But
Hera, she's the love of my life, bro. Yeah. Oh
yeah. I like that she's actually in the show now.
Yeah. I'm happy for that. We have Kanan and we have Hera, 2 rebels.
Oh, and Chopper too.
Chopper's there. Is this an episode 11 and 12 thing? Because I'm not. Yeah, I knew it. And hey, can we talk about Can we talk about Sid? Yes. Can we talk about Sid for a minute? Sid is entertaining. I like her.
The dude from Ice Age?
Sure. A dandelion must be the last one of the season. No, I'm talking about the green old ass chick who basically corrals the Bad Batch into a deal because they owe her a shit ton of money and she's basically having them do jobs for her just to pay off their debt.
Right.
I like her. And I especially like the episode where Omega pretty much becomes a boss at Star Wars chess, and she ends up repaying the whole debt, freeing them from Sid's control. That made me like her even more. Like I knew that there was something beneficial to Hunter leaving her behind, and I can this is where it falls into place. I love the fact that in the previous episode of that one, they rescue Omega from Cad Bane. This was the episode after Cad Bane, right? And Hunter weighs in the stakes and the consequences of leaving Omega here for the missions, So in a way, I don't blame him for leaving Omega behind with Sid. Basically, Sid becomes her freaking overzealous babysitter, having her do manual Chinese child labor or something like that, and all that stuff. And by the end of it, she ends up becoming the hero, freeing the Bad Batch. And I'm just like, she's a badass through and through. I like her.
Yeah, I agree. She just takes it as she goes, and she doesn't care, which is great. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, and I think Omega's fast on becoming one of the not just one of the best, to me, not just one of the best female characters, but just one of the best characters, period, in Star Wars. I get she's really cool, and she's only 11 years old or something.
Yeah, she's only a wee lad.
She's a wee lad, as you Irish people say from New York.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. But but I just looked at the chat. This is a while ago, but Rashad, thanks for saying about Katniss, because this is when you mentioned that Omega was like Katniss. So yeah, she's the GOAT.
Props to Rashad, man. You think very wisely.
So, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, my White Claw decided to give me a little bit of gas, so that's why. Sorry.
Like you have thrombosis or something, man. No, nobody got time.
Nobody got time for that.
Nobody.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think of more stuff about. I don't know. I'm okay with the Bad Batch. I think it's fine, but it's not great.
I would say it's solid. It's a solid. It's a solid series that does. I like it better than Rebels. If you ask me, I like it better than Rebels.
Oh, really?
I do because because I do get why you get bored with Rebels, and I understand more of Jose's point. I believe he made this point. It's just that Rebels, when they do stuff with their original characters, it's just not as compelling as what they do with the characters that we know and love from the Clone Wars, or hell, even the original trilogy.
Is it because we're used to those characters? Is that why?
I would say that's part of it. I can't speak for Jose in the house, but I can surely speak for myself when I say that part of it comes from the fact that, yes, these are characters that I love. These are characters that I do enjoy. However, Ezra, I did not like in the first or second season. Ezra's like the anti-Omega in a sense that I liked him in the beginning, but through time, I don't know. He's just obnoxious. Don't get me wrong. He gets his ass kicked a lot, and very well deserved. But sometimes he can be such a whiner. And Omega, yeah, she whines because she's a kid, just like Ezra. But the difference is, I think the core difference lies in the fact that Omega has more to do in this series. Yeah. The bulk of Rebels is Kanan's show, and Kanan is a character that I like, an original character from Rebels that I actually like.
Right.
Omega is surrounded by a colorful cast of characters who all have something to do, especially Wrecker. And the relationship between these characters is much stronger. Like I said, Rebels, I think, leans more on its action pieces and sequences, but Bad Batch relies more on character. That's what I think the difference is between these two shows. And I like don't get me wrong, I love my big dumb action films all I want. That's why I love the Transformers movies so much. It's Transformers, yeah. But sometimes there comes a time where character comes into play. And the Bad Batch just has it, man. I believe every second of it. It's like the opposite of The Last Jedi, man. Like solid character development. I love it.
Plus, Omega is always curious about learning something. She's very smart. I don't know if exactly what she's great at, but she's very on her feet, and she's very curious. Ezra was just kind of like a smart ass,
with no charisma to back it up.
Yeah, he should work at Hot Topic. But
oh, he should. Well, he had that emo ass hairdo, that freaking Han Solo wannabe haircut from the first season.
Yeah, he did, and then he's like, "Oh, look at my lightsaber, pew pew." Yeah, that too. Yeah,
when he tries facing up against Darth Vader when in the duel of the apprentice and master episode where Darth Vader is like, how did you do it? And he's like, you're smart, figure it out. And I'm just like, bitch, do you see the difference in size, skill, and freaking the ratio is just all against your favor, man. I would just be running out of there, man. Yeah, props for being smart, but that is very stupid of you to do.
Yeah. I mean, but there's more to the show that I need to see. I mean, again, I heard that the first 2 seasons are okay, but then I heard that 3 and 4 is where it really picks it up.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it gets better. It gets better. Ezra does become a better character. I'll give him that. He does become a better character, but it's just the first impression of Ezra, it just wasn't good to me. If Bad Batch keeps going for 3 more seasons, which I hope they do, I hope the reverse effect doesn't happen on Omega, because she's a really solid character, and I really like how her character is going for it. Like you said, she thinks on her feet. She's improvisational. She's resourceful, and she doesn't need the Bad Batch half the time to get out of situations. Don't get me wrong, half the time she does, but there are situations that we're shown where she figures it out.
Right.
Like, for example, the time where she bargains with Cad Bane's little tiny droid, which, by the way, has inferences of Cad Bane beating on him like Rihanna and Chris Brown. It's freaking, it's sad. It's sad what's not said about this droid. And by the end, freaking Omega convinces him to let her out. And I give her props. Very nice job, Omega.
I can't believe you just said Chris Brown and Rihanna.
Why? What happened?
With Total 360, you're with Seth Green. That did.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about them. My bad.
Oh, that's funny, but you said it's like a solid. You feel it's like a solid series, and you feel it does the job. Like, is there anything else you want to add up at the Bad Batch? Because
oh yeah, the episode. I like. Yeah, there is one. You remember in the prequels, right? There was this big blue lard ass piece of shit politician who was always there with the freaking
Senator Orn Freetown, which sounds stupid, but yeah, continue. Yeah,
exactly. Tao, that guy. Oh my god! In the episode where my green girl gets a time to shine, like,
which green girl?
What's her name again? We just said her. We said her name. Name. Who?
Hera.
Sorry, I'm no good with names, but yeah, the episode with Hera. I like the fact that episode starts like the opposite of the previous one. In the previous one, the former separatist politician talks to the people of the planet and says that for the good of our people, we must surrender to the Empire.
Right.
And I like how it harkens back. It harkens back to a time where, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, where like the free will of the people is just dogged down by the fact that there's way too many of them. The enemy just seems more powerful, and it just seems like all hope is lost. And by the end, the Bad Batch ends up freeing that planet, running off the freaking Imperials from it, and in the one with Tar and with Hera, it starts the complete opposite way, in which the planet says, we gotta fight these guys, we gotta resist. And then by the end, the planet ends up becoming conquered by the Empire. And I'm just like, wow, that it's like George Lucas. It's like poetry, they rise.
Yeah.
I dig that. I did. Nice job, Filoni. I dig that.
So, yeah. Any predictions?
I hope Cad Bane comes back. I really do. First, let's get that right off the bat. Bane is like in my top 3 bounty hunters at the moment. You know, like Boba, Boba, Boba's my number 1. Let's see. I think Bosch is my number 2 because he looks pretty goddamn cool. He's awesome, and he's pretty malevolent, especially in the Clone Wars, man. And like he gets into some really nasty shit there, and I dig that about him. Bane is my 3rd because, well, think about all that this guy has went through. He's gone toe to toe with the best masters of combat of the Jedi, held his own, right? Like it took 3 Jedi Knights with full power to freaking mind manipulate him to freaking convince him to do whatever it is the hell that they wanted him to do, right? He kidnaps the freaking chosen one of the clones to send them back to the Kaminoans.
Right.
This guy he's been shot, supposedly shot in the head by Boba Fett and survived.
Right.
Like, did you remember that metal plate in his episode?
Yeah, because I know there was this. It's alluding back to the because back when they were making season 7 or something when there was a Cartoon Network, but it was in the works. There was that whole deleted scene of like Boba and Cad Bane with that Western standoff. So I think it was alluding to that deleted scene. So and then later they just made it canon, I'm sure. And they don't really reveal it, but
that's what we can infer, and it's not like they hide it. Bane shows it 3 separate times, so they're focusing on it for a reason. So prediction. Boba might make an appearance, maybe. There's going to be some kind of crossover between some form of those 2 bounty hunters along the line. There has to be.
Yeah, I'm glad Boba will come back because I don't know. I personally don't get, like, I'm more of a Jango Fett guy, if you ask me, because the game was awesome, and he's the father of the clone army. He's an important person in the galaxy, even though he says he's just a decent man trying to make a living, as he said. But
yeah.
Besides that, I don't know. Boba, I mean, I liked him a lot more in The Mandalorian. Like,
yeah.
Even the movies, he looked badass, but he really was just, put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. It's like,
he's no good to be dead.
Right. What if he doesn't survive? He's got a lot to me, or he's gonna owe a lot to me. Like he had like lines like that, but
we basically said all of his lines in the original trilogy, just right there, man.
Yeah, pretty much. And then except the
yeah.
That's pretty much it. So, but no, I liked him more in the show. Like I liked him a lot more. But I'm really excited for this Book of Boba Fett show that's coming out. I'm really excited just to see about the criminal underworld because they really don't go into that well in the sequel trilogy. They do and they don't. So it's kind of interesting to hear like what's going on in the criminal master world.
Yeah, I think like I sorry to keep picking on The Last Jedi, man, but I gotta say this, man. Like when DJ and Finn and BB-8 and Rose go into that freaking starship, DJ rescues them, right? And Finn walks in and says, "How did you get the ship?" "You stole it." And DJ's like, "It's what I do," So Finn preaches that it's wrong, and then DJ goes through the archives of this ship, who has run it before, Imperial and Resisti, people alike, and he's like, "Oh, there's gray in this." So he's like, "Live free, don't join." And Finn is excited. Finn is surprised by this, as if he's like freaking a toddler or something, when he's seen both sides, and it really doesn't convince me. Finn, like John Boyega gives a good performance, but it's just the character being shocked by this just does not amuse me, and it's a stupid moment if you ask me.
No, the writing is that's again the potential of that.
Right? That's what pisses me off about that movie. The fact that in my mind, there's a much better movie as to what this thing could have been running in the back of my mind. You know, that's
Right.
that's my mini rant for The Last Jedi, but that's what I see every time I watch that freaking movie.
Did you watch it again recently? Because it seems like every time, like,
Yes.
you talk, it's like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
just Last Jedi. Did you watch it again? God damn it.
Yeah. Yes. And I took Sawyer's advice. I watched it with no expectations, trying to wipe my memory of what these characters are supposed to be and what these characters represent. And even then, it just doesn't work because the movie is just flat boring.
Well, you also seen it like 40 times.
22 times, but yeah. More to your point. It's just a.
Do you watch any other, like, do you watch like Force Awakens maybe before, or like Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, like I've watched The Rise of Skywalker and Force Awakens their fair share of times. Honestly, The Rise of Skywalker is the one that I watched the least. But weirdly enough, The Rise of Skywalker, like, weirdly enough, I enjoy it. Sometimes there are some moments like Babu Frick is like, hey, you know, that guy is fucking hilarious. I love that guy, man. But like, it's the opposite problem of the Last Jedi. It's too derivative, you know. There's so many moments that don't amount to anything, you know. The C-3PO hyping it up to have this moment of importance, and then R2-D2 just so happens to have a backup of his memory in his freaking flash drive, which is at the same time his private parts or something like that, and then it just comes out of freaking nowhere. And they have two moments that rip off Endgame. But it's the gang's all here from Testicle Exegol, right? They come in from the freaking red shower of loneliness or something like that. How are they all able to go through that shower if it barely took Kylo Ren all that he had just to get through it? It's I don't know, it's shocking to me. And then when Palpatine is just, I am all the Sith, and Rey's like, and I am Iron Man. I mean, all the Jedi, you know, it's the same. I saw it coming, and it didn't impress me. It was, there are some enjoyable moments, you know. It's dumb fun, which is more than I can say about The Last Jedi, which is just no fun, if you ask me. But
yeah, I don't hate the Rise of Skywalker. I think it's fun.
Is it an 8 out of 10, like how you said in the Rise of Rush sequel? 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
It's a 4 out of 10.
What a weeb. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, boy.
No, you're good. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, actually. It's not, like, the acting's good. The special effects are great and all that stuff. It's just,
it's a beautiful movie.
It's you know, I don't like a 4 is too brutal for it. A 5 is just because there's a lot of writing and catching up, and it's especially, again, I said this last time, or I was watching Darth Chaco's podcast about Rise of Skywalker, and our friend Sawyer was on it, and I think someone brought up that their friend was adopted, and they liked that moment of they're being brought into the family, and then it's like, oh, it's Rey Skywalker. That's who I am. And I go, you know what? I like that idea. I'm like, let me keep it in the back of my head. Then I watched the film, and I'm like, because she wasn't really necessarily I mean, again, I haven't really read all canon. I've only seen the movies. Like, I know there's like, you know, there's the novel, which I have to read, which will explain Emperor Palpatine's return, even though it should have just done that in the movie. That's what the movie is for. A little hot take, sorry, but that's, yeah.
No. I agree with you there, and it's part of, like, it's part of the reason why I like for people who read the extended lore, like Darth Chaco, like Sawyer, you know, I read some of it, but it's just, I'm not. I don't. I'm not deep into that world, And this just goes back to movies, my man. It's like if you can, if you need extended lore to explain whole plot points of a movie, then you made a shit ass movie. That's going too far. That's a shit ass plot point, if you ask me. Yeah. The extended lore to me is to enhance the elements of a story, add to it. It's like Linkin Park, The core of it is nu metal and it's rock, but the electronic parts are more of like the seasoning. You put some garlic pepper here, you put some lemon on the side, you put some garlic bread or something like that. But it's not used to like hold up the entire it's not used to hold up the entire fucking thing, man. Like if that happens, you get something like a One More Light. That's what you get, pure electronic, pure fluff, pure nothing. You don't feel much of anything, and that's a what?
That's what she said.
Don't project that on me, my man. I mean, I'm good.
Sorry, man. Too soon, I know.
The what?
Too soon.
So, yes, that's what I'm saying. The lore is used as the seasoning, the cherry on top of a movie. It's not used to explain the movie for you.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Yeah.
And I think, and that point I got from, I believe Jeremy Johns said that. I believe Chris Stuckman said that. Your Movie Sucks has said that. It's a repeated phrase as old as time, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Yeah. It is true, if you ask me, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't really think of anything else to talk about the Bad Batch. I mean, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah. I love the fact that although Wrecker and although Wrecker and Omega are the heart of the series in general, I love the fact that they try to do something with Hunter as well. And it's because Hunter and Omega have this really complicated relationship, if you ask me, where it's kind of like a master mentor-mentee type of thing, not like a master and apprentice, more like a mentor-mentee type of thing, where it's much more loose. Hunter knows what he's doing, of course, but there are times where he's in peril. Right. He is legit in peril. And like, for example, in the third episode where he gets eaten, where it's supposed that he gets dragged into the hole, they're freaking, well, let me give you context, first of all. They have their spaceship goes down into a freaking Arizona dead ass center planet, right? With no light, no nothing, and their navigation computer's out of whack. So it harkens back to that freaking Dagobah landing that Luke does, 10 out of 10 landing, except not really. Point is, both of them land very shitty, and Tech and Echo are in charge of fixing that ship. Meanwhile, Hunter goes out, and I believe he tries to retrieve a stolen part of the ship, which was stolen by apparently this worm-looking thing. Omega sneaks in with him, and Hunter, I love the fact that Hunter gets so frustrated with Omega because Omega is just curious. She just wants to go out and freaking adventure because she's been kept in this freaking giraffe-ass body planet this whole fucking time. Like, if you were Omega, you would want to escape and do some really cool stuff as well. And I love the fact that they paint it that way. No BS. Omega wants to go out there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. What's your favorite character?
Man, you're gonna make me choose between the boys? Bruh. Okay, since you asked for it. What's yours? Yeah, balls in your court now, boy.
I don't have one.
Really? Can't you name some of your favorites?
I like the characters, but I'm not in love with them.
Who would you say? Okay, how about this one? who would you say is the character that you don't like? One that just gets on your nerves. The one that the Ezra of the Bad Batch.
I don't have that either. I'm pretty neutral on them.
Really? There's no one that sticks out to you?
Because it seems like, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm really not. I just haven't been blown away with this. Like, Hunter is the leader. Crosshair is even though he's not with the Bad Batch right now, but he's like the expert shot. He's really good at weapons. Tech is a smart guy. Wrecker is the dumb, but whatever. Like, he's the dumb one, but he's big and whatever.
And he's afraid of heights.
Exactly. And Omega, it'll probably actually Omega. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Is it because I've been basically stroking her off this whole time as like one of the best characters?
I wouldn't say stroking her off those words exactly, but I would, because that's not that sounds illegal. But but I would say I like Omega because I like how she is technically like an exact, like she's the closest thing to a exact cop. She's like Django's daughter, and she's actually like ripped strict from that dude. So I like that. I just like how she's very curious. She's very like she goes with the flow, but she's also like I like her vibe a lot. Like,
go with the flow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, goes in the story. I don't know. I'm really excited to see her grow up. Like, what's she gonna be in the future? So I'm just curious what they're interested in seeing her. Yeah, I'm curious what she's gonna be like as an adult, and like what beef she has.
Yeah, I agree on that. I do. Hell, I would very much love to see her. I don't know. Maybe have a confrontation with her older brother. Maybe Boba.
Right. Because he's technically alpha, right?
That would be something that because the camp there, yeah, Boba was the alpha and Omega is, well, you know. Yeah. So I love the fact that Omega's basically the chosen one of the series. You know, she's something special. She's gonna bring about a change. And you know, like although we've seen the chosen one thing multiple times in the Star Wars, in this case, I don't know. It kind of feels different in a way. Like it's the fact that Omega is the chosen one and she's not ready yet. She's giving off major Luke vibes in that sense, you know. But Omega's not as bratty as Luke was in the fourth one, you know, and she's not as obnoxious as Ezra is in the beginning seasons. So, if anything, I think they struck a good center point with Omega in that, yeah, she's obnoxious, but she's curious. Yeah, she complains, but she actively wants to become part of the plot. She wants to do things, you know. And yeah, she screws up. Like in the second episode where you know she accidentally sets off a tractor beam and freaking alerts the freaking Empire as to their location. That was just like, God damn it, Omega, you're really not helping your case here, man. You know that, right? And you know, in the third episode when they want to deliver Omega to you know a safe point, just to not get her into any more trouble and any more risk. Omega has the Last of Us moment, an Ellie moment, where she's just like, if I go literally anywhere else, all I'm going to do is just be more scared. So I feel more safe with you. And that is what struck. That to me was a point where, okay, this series might become something good. I was like, okay, this is great. And the third episode was the episode where I felt like there were stakes, right? Because I believed that there could be a chance that any of them could die at any moment. Right. And the fact that these guys get shot almost every other episode, Wrecker gets shot, Crosshairs almost gets mutilated by his own team in episode 8. Hunter gets freaking shot by a bounty hunter, Cad Bane. Chris Brown, you know, yeah, he gets shot at by this guy. Yeah, a lot of people get shot in this series, man. So, I don't know. I really am excited for what they do. It's not the best series, not at all, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I do believe that it's a solid series and it has a path forward. And that's something that I can really respect. And yes, it is a worthy successor to Clone Wars, at least better than, I can't say that. Right off the bat, I cannot say that right now, but give it time. I was about to say better than Rebels, but I don't know, the third and fourth season, I mean, only time will tell. Only time will tell.
I have no more questions to ask. Do you have any for me?
I do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got some questions. Okay. How would you say your first impression of the Bad Batch was versus now? What has changed?
Before, I was really blown away. I was amazed that I love the first episode a lot. I really don't know why. I don't know if it's the scenery. Like, I always liked Camino for some reason. Like, I'm someone where if I listen to something, I watch something, I'm like, all right, I'm taking in the atmosphere and I'm really into it. For some reason, like, it really, of course, Order 66 happened, and then a lot of changes going on. Like, I like that. Like, I haven't seen in a show or a movie where Order 66 happened and, like, it's the transition from the Republic to the Empire. I like the fact that it's transitioning of, like, even like in the show, it's about, like, there's an episode, you'll come across an episode arc about Ryloth, and it's an interesting plot device to have. Hey, Ryloth, you know, we've helped you out in the past with your rebellions, with your stuff. Now we need help. Now you do as we say. Because it's like, oh yeah, we helped you, like, from stay away from the separatists. That's just because so that they won't continue, not just because for political. They just did for political gain, also because, like, the separatists are there. If it was like, I'm sure if it was another like Hondo Anaka taking over, like, Ryloth, they wouldn't care. But since
I know anything to get them away from Kenobi, you know, yeah. I love
Kenobi. I love Hondo.
Kenobi this way, bitch. You know, so yeah. Sorry, I love this guy. He's so funny.
I was like, I don't want to kill you per se, but you guys seem like decent fellows, you know? Like no, I love Hondo. Hondo is like he's like he gives a lot of, like, Jack Sparrow vibes, where he's like a dick, but he's just, I love every second he's on camera.
He's just so lovable, man. He's just a lovable prick. I hope he makes more appearances. Like, props for putting him in Galaxy's Edge, Disney, yes. But put him in more stuff, really.
That's one of the few things I like about Galaxy's Edge is Hondo.
Hondo's the guy, man, really. And another thing about the Bad Batch, man, I love the themes that they tackle, you know, and here's something that I noticed. It's the fact that, and they don't mention this, they show it. It's the fact Bad Batch is about themes, whether you notice it or not. The main theme is conformity versus free will. Whether by programming, you are forced to conform to something that is inherently evil, versus the struggle to do the right thing, even though there's every reason imaginable to not do it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And I love that theme rings true throughout every single episode. I can at least say that throughout every episode, there is some essence of that theme that gets stretched out. And I would say that, you know, I would say that the messaging. Remember what every single brainwashed clone says as soon as Order 66 happens? It's just like a good clone follows. The what?
Because you can smell it.
because you can spell it. Martin. But the clones say a good clone follows orders.
Right.
And that Wrecker even says that the dumbass that is Wrecker, who's about to be controlled, says this shit, you know. And I noticed that it stems to something bigger, in that the Empire is freaking compounding this message onto these guys under the guise of, hey, this is what we do. We fight for our cause, you know. We fight for that, you know, regardless of the fact that you're committing genocide, you're separating families, you know. I love the fact that there are parallels to that, you know, and they don't even mention it. They don't bring it up. They show it in every single, not in every single episode, but there are some episodes where that message rings true. And I dig that. It's not freaking injected in your face like a freaking like a ping pong shot to the face. You know, it doesn't happen that way. It's shown to you. And I love that. I love the fact that Dave, you know, just doesn't get swayed by Kathleen Kennedy's disgusting ass agenda, you know, and just decides to tell a good ass story, you know.
Wow. Very Kathleen Kennedy. Sorry if you heard that, but yeah. Sorry about that. But you're
I love you, Disney. I love you so much.
Okay. Interesting. But let me finish. I forgot to answer your question. To start off with, I was excited for this season. I don't know. I love that pilot episode of them transitioning from really what it is, a galactic civil war. I mean, all the wars are a civil war, really. They're not fighting other galaxies, but it went from the Republic going against the Separatists, and then now it's like the Empire is absorbing all the Separatists and the Republic, but now there's a whole band of Alliance. I have a feeling that the Bad Batch are going to start the rebellion. I feel like not like they're going to be like, you know, the cornerstone. They're going to be like they're going to trademark it, but they're going to be like the unsung heroes. They're going to be the ones that behind closed doors are the ones that really started it off. When it's like reality, it was like it's like, oh, Mon Mothma and Hannibal Akbar was, but I feel like Bad Batch and those guys are going to be like, no one's going to say it because they're clones. Like, I think there's going to be one of the things I liked about it was it has a lot of gray area moments. It's not like black or white. It's like, hey, life sucks, but you got to do what you got to do. And it's there's no
story of
say it again.
Story of my life, says absolutely everybody.
Really? Oh shit. Yeah. But I don't know, but later on I just felt very filler a lot of the episodes. Like I feel like we don't really need I feel like I would rather have like 6 episodes that are like 40 minutes than like 10 episodes that are like, or 12 episodes that are like 30 minutes. I mean, there's still more of the shows, but I don't know. I just feel like I would like it more if it was like half that, but with like 10 or 15 more minutes each episode.
So what would you say is the episode that you have the most problems with?
So they don't have problems. It's just boring. And it's a lot. Like the ones where they get the Rancor.
Yeah. What it's freaking Mushi or Misha? It's freaking
or Mushu.
Mush. What's it?
Or it's Mushu. I don't know.
Mushu, the freaking Mulan dragon that talks like Eddie Murphy. You know.
Yes. I
would have rather that have been Mushu than freaking the Rancor, man. That Rancor looks like a potato looking ass. Ew, man. It's a baby one.
Goddamn. But yeah, it's like stuff like that. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not. Not by, like you said, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's not bad. However, though, I don't know. I'm not having fun with it. I'm really not having fun with it. It's getting too long to get to where it needs to go.
You do bring up a good point. There are moments where it does get stretched out a bit. Like I admit, there are moments where, like, thank God for the Disney plus 5 second button. But yeah, there are times where I skip a little scenes, But to me, it's not that often. But there are some moments where I just like, can you move on with it?
Yeah. I mean, like yeah. I do need to rewatch it though. I mean, once I'm done with Bad Batch, actually, you know what? I'm gonna finish Rebels because what I'm trying to do is once I finish Rebels, I want to watch all the Clone Wars again, but not like at a consistent rate from 1 to 7. I've never done that. I quickly watched it just to like, all right, I gotta finish it. I don't want to talk like this, but I gotta finish it. And
like this Kenobi.
And then hopefully by that time, when I'm done with Clone Wars, the Bad Batch will be done. So then I'll watch the Bad Batch straight through, and then I'll watch Rebels, and then Mandalorian and think of my things. Because I've only seen, I've seen I've seen Clone Wars seasons 1 and 2, every episode at least 3 times, that I can think of. But season 3 onwards, I've seen at least once. So I need to watch. I don't want to give a lot of opinions on something where I haven't really given much a watch. Like same with Bad Batch. I might watch it again and go, you know what, this is actually pretty good. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's probably better than I thought it was. Like
I smell up 2 of the Bad Batch, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know, like for me, it's Solo. Like I watched it again recently, and it's better than I thought it was. It's not amazing, but it deserves a sequel. But hopefully, it's a lot better.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And plus, like, although we're giving our thoughts so far in the Bad Batch, like, in a way, I don't think it's fair because the season isn't even over. We're 12 episodes in, and the season's supposed to have around 15. Last time I checked.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's almost done.
Yeah, exactly. So there's still hope that it can end with a monster ending of a season, like kind of like how we did with season 3, shameless plug, Seamus the plug, freaking yeah.
I would love that if you were here. But I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a good quick. It was an hour, but usually we go on for like another hour or 2. But no, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I do actually. I want to give a quick update on the poster that I'm working on, the freaking Basic Nerd Experience poster. I've been working on it for like the past 2 months. It's been on the back burner, but it's close to being done. And hopefully I'll have it ready for the beautiful people out there to roast and enjoy. Out there.
Beautiful people, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, beautiful people, Kenobi.
The bit of a Kenobi. No,
God, I just love Hondo, man.
Well, that's really it for me. It was a fun, quick episode. Yeah, no, thanks guys for enjoying the episodes. We're I guess we'll give a quick little updates on the episodes. So what I'll be doing the next couple of weeks is re-uploading some of the first episodes onto our podcast, the ones that, because I know there's some episodes that are available like audio only, like listening platforms, and then there's some episodes that are only available with like watching platforms like YouTube. So what I'm trying to do is the next couple of weeks is stretch it out and like have like, hey, there's a like tomorrow, for example, there's one that me and Javi did. We talked about Spider-Man or Spooderman.
Oh yeah, I love that episode. The one about you guys talk about Hitler. I mean, J. Jonah Jameson. It's yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So stuff like that happening the next couple of weeks, and then we might have one tomorrow actually talking about the Pixar. Are you actually available tomorrow? I don't mean to put you on the spot live, but are you available tomorrow, Andres?
There's some stuff I got to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there is some stuff I have to do, but in the evening I might be able to do it.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it posted.
Yeah. We have the group chat, so if anything, I'll send you the deets later on.
Okay, got you. But yeah, just be on the lookout for more live streams. We're looking to get 2 more. Actually, we might get 3 next week. Actually, yeah, we're trying to get more. The more we do, the more content we have, and try to step it up.
Yeah. And plus, we love just hanging out and just talking about random shit. Because not only do you guys enjoy it, but it's something that we enjoy too, and you get a lot more perspective from our part. And if you're about to see us in a completely different light from the first couple of episodes, because we were something else. Jesus Christ.
It's a long way, but that's pretty
like
much
when you still had that freaking ponytail. My Little Ginger Pony, freaking the Twilight Sparkle Red Edition. Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate it. I look like an inbred. I look disgusting.
If you end up growing that shit again and cutting it up, do you mind if I keep the strap? I'm gonna frame it on my wall.
I still have it somewhere, actually.
What?
I have that rat tail somewhere. It was hard work. It sucked. I'm not kidding, dude. When the barber came in, like, all right, cut it off, and they're like, wow, you sure? I go, yeah, it needs to happen. So then, when I was curling the ponytail, and they cut it off, all this weight from my head went away. I was like, my neck had an orgasm. It was that good. It was like
neck orgasm.
I know. How many times do you hear that? Sorry, kids.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, who?
Sorry, Kathleen.
I thought you said sorry, Ken.
Sorry, Ken, too.
Sorry, Ken. It's okay, bro. All right. I think that we gotta wrap this up before we get to a weird loophole. I'll shut up. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks guys for joining us, and be on the lookout for more episodes in the future. We might be doing one tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted, and just follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, and just keep us just stay in the loop for future episodes.
Keep it sticky, man. That's all good. It's all good and well, man.
Keep it sticky with Icky Vicky.
Exactly, man. I'm so glad you got that reference.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get it. Oh, yeah. You get it.
All right. Oh.